player intros, and then you can like launch in with the commander bands, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, this is almost professional, Devon. Getting there anyway.
Slowly.
Slowly but surely. Let's get it on. It's time for the 1v1 Elite Show. It's time for the 1v1 Elite Showdown. And here we are. We're in game 4. The score, of course, is 2-1, and it's to Isildur in the north side, looking to get into the final of the 1v1 Elite Showdown. He's playing as the OKW and looking to battle back into the series and take it to an ace game. It's Noggano as the Soviets from the south.
Yeah. And I can see that Noggano ban, again, the Command Panther and Overwatch. And Isildur, on the other hand, ban Armored Assault, which I'm a big fan of, Shock Rifle, and Commander, which has the KV2 and the M42,
Fair
which
enough.
is also really meta.
And that has meant that Isildur has instead elected to play with Scavenge Doctrine. So, of course, trying to take advantage of both the JLIs, but the newly buffed Ostwind. And we don't know what Nagano's going to go with yet. As Devon mentions, he's got Guard Motor, Counter-Attack, and Terror. So,
Also, we got Soviets this time around and no USF. So, like I think I mentioned before, I think he doesn't feel confident with the USF anymore.
but also, he knows he can even if Isildur's going to take it to him, he's really confident with dragging games on from the south of Crossroads, going for these crazy support weapon-based builds. And the fact that he's gone for a KV1 orientated commander, well, the B4 is not a bad idea sometimes. Shock troops means he might be going for like a tier 2 based build.
Yeah, definitely. The B4 obviously Van Ivan's favorite unit.
Yes, it is indeed. People might say, why am I saying tier 2? We've clearly got tier 1. I'm so used to seeing Noggano with Maxims and Ziskans occupying the south quadrant, but maybe this game won't pan out like that.
We got the usual M3 coming out. I wonder if Isildur is going for the Raketen or the 4th bulk squad. And we see that Isildur is getting a good position already in the center of the map, which is really important.
Interestingly, the Panzer Battalion has not unveiled itself quite yet. Can't even see it in the fog of war. There he can. Now he can see it. So Panzer Battalion's unveiled just as the M3 makes its presence felt. So that's what Isildur's up against. Classic anti-OKW play from Soviets.
Yeah, and they got the bulk squad going back to base already.
Interestingly, the combat engineer has been diminished somewhat, so he's going to elect instead for the penal battalion. I think this has been nerfed a little bit, the accuracy of squads in scout cars.
I think it was it the Flamer as well? Not too sure. I think it was with the Jeep for USF as well. That was a big one.
M3 still clearly very valuable, harassing 2 Foch Grenadiers now, forcing them back to base. Nagano's not been able to take advantage of the map control quite yet, but he's certainly still doing the damage.
Yeah, and Isildur elected to go for the 4th bulk and no Raketen. But yeah, pretty usual builds up until now.
I suppose I only find it exciting because we're not used to the usual this tournament so far. It's like almost a breath of fresh air to get the kind of stuff we've been force-fed for the past 2 years. It's like, prison porridge again? Oh my! Flamer pops at a perfect moment. Stern Pioneer's caught in a difficult situation. M3's also going to harass them on retreat, possibly.
I think he should have went for that, but... Again, Isildur with a lot of map control, even with the M3 out.
That's what I've really found about him in this tournament so far, Dev. He's able to really resist the attack of his opponents and maintain map control a lot of the time.
That's really impressive.
mean,
I think Noggano is going to try and go for the cutoff because he needs something big to happen with that M3
certainly does.
before he gets a counter.
Here we go. We've got med packs put down by the Stern Pioneers at a perfect moment. Needs to get back out there though because the cutoff has been taken from his grasp.
Yeah, and here we go. Cutoff. Noggano now waiting for those shock troopers, of course, coming at 2 CPs.
Pushing everything away. Only a neutralization on the cutoff. It won't keep him back for too long. Of course, mechanized regimental headquarters again for Isildur / Noggano. It's what we've seen in every game so far of this series.
Yeah, I think we can expect a Panzer II.
Certainly can, meaning, of course, when we finally get to the 2 command points, the shock troops will initiate and the window of opportunity will be diminished. Builder nearly at 65 fuel already.
And
60
the M3
rather.
needs to be careful now with the Faust.
Certainly does. The Focus Grenadiers pulling into an ambush perhaps. There they go, they turn out doing 180.
How
One
did you see
Faust.
that?
How did he not see that?
Like, he ran away with the Volk squad, trying to make Noggano think that he still doesn't have Faust, and then he just went with both Volks.
Baited.
Outsmarted.
And out-Fausted.
We got the shock trooper out, and it's only a matter of time until they are countered by the Panzer II.
Oh god, and there are a lot more manpower than Soviets are used to reinforcing, of course, the shock troops. Nice mine there. Combat engineers just laying mines and trying to keep the tide of battle going against them. And this is what Noggano's so good at as Soviets, almost like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu style of battling on his back, letting the larger opponent, you know, tire themselves out almost.
Yeah, also I don't see a PTRS upgrade yet. He's going to need it soon.
Seemingly, yes. One penal battalion just detonating a mine there. Another candidate for the PTRS rifle upgrade.
Oh, look at this. Noggano knows that he's way behind in tech, so he's going for the tier 2 to get the Zizgun.
Nice, okay. Oh, yes, that's what I meant. Oh, nice, okay. That's what I was referring to, by the way, at the start of this game. You know, people like, Matt, what are you on about? He's got penal battalions. Why are you talking about tier 2 build? Just so used to Noggano having these long drawn-out crossroads battles, relying on tier 2 support weapons.
It's a good map for those, yeah, that's a good point. And Noggano trying to minimize the manpower losses. He needs to retreat on the shocks.
I think Noggano won the very first like epic game of GCS2 qualifying, or at least I classed it as such, because obviously you stomped Qualifier 1, then Noggano won Qualifier 2, and it was like just an awesome game from Crossroads as Soviets, where it was going against him so hard against OKW, and he managed to battle back. Penal Battalion under duress here, Stern Pioneers and Panzer II.
Oh, that might be a wipe.
Could
I think
be.
it's a wipe.
Will he get behind this piece of green cover? Oh, he throws smoke from the shock troops with an expert maneuver there. Panzer II rushes on regardless. Do we have PTRS upgrading? Yes, we do, but it's some way off. One penal battalion. Is he going to survive? No, he is not.
Oh. That's the thing with this matchup, though. It's if you lose one of the squads, it's going to be much more punishing for you than it's going to be for OKW. It's always like this. That's really bad for Soviets.
Engineer on low health there, being forced away. The Lux is coming in to finish the job. This is really good.
Oh, not another one.
That's a very valuable unit. However, it's a Zisgun trap, perhaps. One more shot from the Panzer II. Oh, God, gets away.
Oh, he has basically one fighting unit in like the form of shock troopers. Because now the other penal squad has PTRS, so obviously it's not going to be that efficient against the Volks. Noggano is basically going to bank his efforts on the T70 plus Zizgun combo.
Yes, indeed. Shock troops coming in, forcing away Foch Grenadiers. Combat engineers are now trying to take position, but he has so little against the Foch Grenadiers, and 2 Panzer IIs now, Devam. Is Isildur going for some absolutely insurgent, belligerent,
I think so. I
jugular
think
move?
he's going to try to. Yeah, exactly. He's going to probably do a rush really soon on that solo AT gun and try to take it out. If he does, it's probably going to be game.
This is the kind of players we like to see, Devam. We love aggression. We know Noggano can, you know, make a crossroads battle last 50 minutes, can go in either player's direction. But Isildur does not want to chance it. He wants to go for the jugular and finish the job like a lion. Seeing a weakened animal.
Yeah, let's see if it works out for him. Noggano is desperately trying to set up a minefield to protect the AT gun.
Trying right now, and it's a good idea. 2 mines laid. However, STG Foch Grenadiers get around the minefield, causing the Ziscon all kinds of problems. Meanwhile, another Foch Grenadier against the Vet 2 combat engineer. Shock troops have had to retreat. He needs them in the battle. And here comes the Panzer II. Meanwhile, Foch Grenadiers doing a great job against the Ziscon, decrewing it in one more model.
Really bad. I would dare to say that's game. already, that's already game. Sometimes
like
this
it.
matchup goes that way.
Noggano.
Again, it's,
Oh, losing the PTRS penals, perhaps. Here it comes. Oh, losing them, and then some. He does have the T-70 coming out, but it's not what he needs right now. Oh, here it is. Maybe it can be the heroic T-70. The savior. Every shot needs to penetrate.
Oh, it is, but it's still not going to be enough. Even a PMA is coming out.
Oh, shock troopers die also, leaving him with scant resources. 16 population cap versus 48.
Oh, and the stolen is gun. Yeah.
With an impotent
Like the
main
first
gun.
mistake you do against OKW, it usually goes like this.
Oh, and there you go. Trying the old tricks versus the new blood. Isildur says no and finishes the job.
It's time for the 1v1 Elite. Show it's time for the 1v1 Elite Showdown.
And there you go, Devon. There's the end of the game, and Isildur finishes the job, taking the series 3-1, and he's into the final.
12-minute game as well, and the KDs kind of show that. 28 kills and 56 losses to Noggano. So very bad KDA, I would say. Usually in this matchup, it's a lot more even.
Seemingly, let's have a look at these stats that Devon's talking about. There you go. KD differentials. There's the army value graph showing Isildur's dominance. Points held is... Yeah, he finished that game off so quickly. 12-minute game, Devon.
Yeah, it's against OKW you really have no space to do mistakes, especially early on. If you do lose like your M3 or your penal squad, then you're most likely done, I would say. It's really difficult to come back from that.
It is indeed, and we now have our finalists. One of... I wonder how the other series is going. Let's just have a little check on that. Oh, Amazon Prime Original. It's got a weird facing bloke, former Doctor Who guy, napalm, weird cat's eyes, terrible writing, poor direction. It's called Good Omens. It's an Amazon Original.
Hey, now sponsored by Amazon.
Apparently so. And here's Pompey. This looks like... which game will this be? Let me go to the brackets. Should have these up on one screen, you'd imagine. I knew what I was doing. There's a recent activity there. Let's just go to this whilst I... here we go. I found it finally. Ooh. Somebody's updating the brackets to say 5-1 to Isildur. It's definitely 3-1. Wonder which referee that was. That's funny. Maybe it's a new guy. Jove's winning 2-0, and they go to Crossing in the Wood. So they're in game 3. Jove's rocking the series, and it looks like we're not going to have an all-Russian final. Oh, sorry, I need to show that on screen. We're not going to have an all-Russian final, it seems.
Yeah, again, I'm not surprised with this result. I was surprised with the voting though. I do think that Jove clearly had the advantage over Asha.
Yes, same. Well, Devin, you felt the power of Jove yesterday, so maybe the 2016 #1 player is back, because that guy was a tour de force back then, and
Yeah.
very strong these days too. So let's take Isildur into the final. He comes out on the lower side of things, but Jove was seed 5, Isildur was seed 6. So yeah, 5 and 6 pretty much. And somebody questioned what I said in chat earlier on. What was it now? How dare you question me? No, I'm joking. But somebody said, since when has Isildur been the new blood? Seeking said that. Isildur is definitely considered the new blood because it takes so long to get to this level of play in Company of Heroes. It took Von Asten 4 years to win his first tournament, and for 2 of those years I was saying, the new guy, Von Asten, he's like a 23-year-old guy that's been playing for like 8 years or something. But it's true, Devem, it takes so long, and we reserve the right to consider them new blood until they've really stamped their authority on the scene.
Does, and you also have to consider that he didn't enter in many of the big 1v1 tournaments, so I think this is the first time we are really seeing Isildur.
It may be the first time he's ever actually placed in a tournament, actually gotten quite late on. Let me find my old spreadsheet, hang on a second. A's list of competitive 1 versus 1 tournaments. I'll put this in chat later on. But this is a comprehensive history of all known 1 versus 1 tournaments that are like, traditional rules with money up for grabs. It's quite a tight-knit community, but we do keep good records, or at least I've tried to here. And let's see if what's his name now? Isildur he's never placed in a tournament before. If you look for Noggano, you get 23 matches. Look at all the green that's just popped up. That's Noggano's history in the tournament system. Highlighted green for you. I mean, if you look at the co-caster here, Devem, if you've never known this guy before, this guy has won more tournaments than anybody else. It's pretty crazy. Devem OP, certainly.
But yeah, that's why we say he's kind of a new blood.
Yeah, look, Devem.
Zero entries.
You're so shit now. You're honestly awful. You're washed up. You're pathetic. You only came second, first, and first in the last 3 tournaments. What are you doing?
Bad, man.
You need to quit. You're awful. No.
I'll come back stronger than ever.
Jesus Christ, it's quite cool. I've never actually done this before. Let's look for Love Nest. There we go. He's been a fantastic player as well. Who else have we got? Who's the other finalists rather today? We've got Asher Blah, and I know Asher's never been in a tournament before, so we can consider him new blood for certain. But this is Jove. You can't see Jove back into this. You might think like, hey, he chats shit sometimes. He doesn't know what he's on about. But look, back in 2016, March was his last placing in a tournament. But look how much he dominated in that period. Ever since basically 2016. Nothing other than 2016. Well, technically the 27th of December 2015, where he famously lost to Hans in that kickoff final. But there you go. So Jove has made a resurgence. If you're wondering why this is, from mid-2017 to mid-2018, Jove was literally conscripted into the Russian army. And it's obviously taken him about 6 months, well, even longer, maybe 8 months to get back to form. He could not qualify for Grand Championship Series 2 after he was told, after qualified 2, the Russians couldn't play anymore due to Novichok fatalities. I couldn't make it up. Yeah, nerve agent fatalities. So there you go, Devan. Pretty crazy stuff. I'll now paste this spreadsheet in there. Oh yeah, Fico is right. Von Ivan's. We'll show you Von Ivan. He's a big popular guy. Von Ivan appears 25 times in the spreadsheet. On screen, this looks like not like this. He's been battling strong since the tournament, since Company Heroes was first released. He actually won Contender Tournament 2 for SNF 5. Well, the player pool was a bit weaker then. I consider Von Ivan's big rise to fame came in ESL also, and this is when he truly cemented himself as a.
You mean the Von Ivan Paul?
Oh, sorry.
Movie.
Well, there was ESL EU, and then there was ESL Von Ivan versus Paula. But then after that, Von Ivan's certainly in the top 5 Ko2 players of all time, doing well. And there you go. And there was the talisman meme, by the way. If you've never seen that, talisman literally got like 20 second places or something. Just second places for talisman, all the way until the biggest tournament we ever had. Like, if you're gonna win a tournament, I think that's why he's quit, because he was so sick of getting second place. He said, "Right, I'm abandoning my 2018. I'm just gonna train for one tournament." He wins it, and he was never seen again.
Disappeared from the map.
Yeah, well,
Ready to cash grab again next.
yeah, exactly. And then it was the end of the LAN tournaments, and Devon was like, "It's time for cash grab." Cash grab. Love it. Okay. Sander's back. Okay, I'll let you off now, Sander. Sander was the guy giving me fake audio advice in yesterday's stream, by the way. He kept saying A volume up, and I was like, it's as high as it can go. And it's like, it ended up being like, he ruined an entire YouTube video, basically. Just gonna check on Pompey's stream. We might be on a protracted break.
Is that game 2 or game 3?
It'll be game 3.
It's game 3. And it's 5 minutes in, alright.
And Jove's dominating already. I'll just show this on screen. You can check this out, of course, on Pompey's channel. That's Pompey606. Looks like the final might be closer than we originally think. In Asher Blah on the back foot, playing as the Brits. I really think Brits got exposed in the later rounds of this tournament. They did great in the first 2 rounds, but in the best of 5 series, where the players are more relaxed, I think the pedigree of the other factions really rises to the top.
Yeah. Also depends on kind of the map you're playing in. This map, we had this matchup before, I think. And it was kind of a stomp for LKW.
It
both
was,
times.
Yeah, maybe we've stumbled across Crossing in the Woods now not being a tournament map anymore. Maybe OKW just stomp it every time. You just don't know. So yeah, I predict we should have like 20 minutes or so until we're ready for the final. So you might want to just go away for 20 minutes. Dev, M, and I are going to chill out and reset our batteries. Got a full best of 5 to cast later on today. So a protracted break in order. I see there's the stream viewers already dropped from like 450 to 290. That's to be expected. But I expect you all back here in about 20 minutes time, and as we prepare for Asher Blah, Jove versus probably Jove versus definitely Isildur. So don't go anywhere. See you soon. And if you want to know when we're going to be back live, just keep an eye on Asher Blah Jove on Pompey's channel, and then it'll take around 10 minutes after that until the game starts. Okay, see you later.
Goodbye, everyone.